Hey everybody, Bri the Sky Guy here from A Time for Science. Today we're going to be taking our first stop on the solar system tour, and that will be visiting the sun. The sun is our star, the star we know best. It is the anchor and centerpiece of our entire solar system. All the planets in our solar system orbit the sun, and in fact, if there was no sun, there would be no solar system at all. The sun is the source of all the light and heat that sustains most of the life on Earth. So the sun is by far very important. You might wonder, how does the sun compare to other stars? Well, the sun is completely average in just about every possible way you can look at it. The sun's not a very big star or a very small star. It's not a very hot star or a very cool star. It's not a very young star or a very old star. It's just average in just about every single way. All this might sound boring, but the averageness of the sun does something quite remarkable and leads to the one truly amazing thing about the sun. And that would be me and you. All life on our planet. We make the sun special because the sun is the only star in the known universe that has a planet with life orbiting around it so far. Let's imagine if the sun was some kind of a big, massive, impressive star. Well, these kind of stars, they don't live very long, and they kind of like to blow themselves up. They're not very stable. So the sun, in all of its averageness, does seem to be just right for life. Average and consistent. So let's get into some specifics here. As I mentioned, the sun, not a very big star as far as stars are concerned, but in human terms, it is ginormous. It is the biggest, most massive thing in our entire solar system, which is why it's at the center. It contains 99.8% of all the matter, that's all the stuff that makes up our solar system. So most of our solar system is the sun. If you were to measure the length of the sun from edge to edge, it has a diameter of 865,000 miles. And that gives it a huge volume, and you could fit about 1 million Earths inside of it. So the sun, very big as far as we're concerned. But again, in the grander scheme, as far as stars go, it's just kind of average. Just the same, the sun, as far as temperature goes, is average among stars. But considering things in our solar system, it is super hot. It is by far the hottest, most energetic thing in the solar system. So the sun, on its surface, it's about 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Again, nothing else quite that hot around our solar system. But as we go deeper into the sun, that temperature just goes up and up and up. Deep in the core, the very center of the sun, we believe the temperatures are around 27 million degrees. The last thing I'll touch on here is the structure of the sun. The sun has 4 main parts to it. So starting from the inside out, we have the core of the sun. This is where all the light and heat from the sun is generated by nuclear fusion. Next is the radiative zone. This is where that light that was generated at the core just bounces around for hundreds of thousands of years before escaping out into the convection zone. In the convection zone, the sun's energy moves around by heating and cooling of gas in huge convection cycles. At this point, we come to the solar atmosphere, which has many parts of its own. The main parts that we identify as being the surface of the sun would be the photosphere and the chromosphere. This is where the light that was generated deep in the core of the sun finally escapes from the sun and flies infinitely off into the universe. And there you have it, the sun in a nutshell. So join me next week as we visit the first planet in our solar system, Mercury. But until then, this is Bri the Sky Guy from A Time for Science, signing off. Have a wonderful week.